Here's some of the cool, random stuff that I sold on eBay this past week. So this is a 50th anniversary, like opening day Walt Disney World Vault Collection sweatshirt. Paid $2 for it from a thrift store, and this thing actually sold for 60 bucks. So definitely be on the lookout for Disney stuff, or at least look it up when you see it. 2 in the 60s, pretty good. So this is a Univox DX62. It's a vintage microphone, and I found with these vintage microphones, the cooler they look, the more they sell for. I actually found this one in the glass case at our local thrift store. They only wanted $5 for it, so I figured it was worth a shot. There was actually no comps on eBay, none listed, none sold. So I looked on Terapeak, and there was one that had sold for $55 several months ago, and it was in not in good condition, had rust and stuff all over it. So I listed mine for $79.99 and took about a week, but it sold for full price. It's actually going to Canada through the global shipping program. Buyers all in over 100 bucks. So if you don't know already, Cutco is a great brand to be on the lookout for, whether it's actual knives or knife blocks. Sold this knife block and it's actually damaged. It's supposed to have a plastic sleeve that goes right here. Some of the holes are gouged out a little bit. Paid $7 for it from Goodwill, and even with all this damage, sold for 110 bucks. So definitely be on the lookout for Cutco. This is a set of ladies Nitro blaster golf clubs, and you can buy this set brand new from Walmart for $197. So when I saw them at a garage sale, I didn't really think they had much resale value. Normally I just walk right by them, but for some reason I decided to look them up. They had a decent sell-through rate, and they're bringing a decent amount of money. So I paid $20 for them, and they actually sold in less than a month for $135. I'll take that. This is probably the cleanest set of Ben Hogan irons that I've ever found. It's a set of Apex FTX forged irons. It's definitely something you want to be on the lookout for. You see it says forged down here on the hosel. Paid $16 for a bag of clubs from Goodwill. This set was in there along with some other random clubs. I've already sold the other clubs for well over $100, and these just sold for $125. They actually sold on Instagram. Could have got a little bit more for them on eBay, but a buyer reached out, said they wanted them, offered me $125 for them. I don't have to pay eBay fees. They're getting a good deal. I'm happy with that. So here's one I kind of took a chance on. This is a Nest Learning thermostat. Guy wanted $5 for it at a garage sale, and I figured the risk was worth the reward because I really don't have any way to test this. I asked him about it. He said he hooked it up to his unit, didn't work for his unit, put it back in the box, still had the plastic over the face, so I figured it was worth a shot. Paid $5 for it, and it sold in about a week for $140. So I was at Goodwill one day, and that's like how every reseller starts a story, I think. But I was at Goodwill one day, and they had a bunch of these Bristol, Tennessee NASCAR racing t-shirts. I picked up 5 or 6 of them. They only wanted $1.50 a piece. This is the first one to sell, and it sold for $15. So I learned something new this week, or I guess technically I learned 2 new things this week. Number 1 is bowling jerseys exist. Like, I didn't know that you wore jerseys to bowl, but apparently it's a thing. Number 2, they actually sell really good on eBay. Found 2 at Goodwill. I'd never seen them before, so I decided to look them up, and they were selling really well. Paid $4.75 a piece, brought them home, listed them, and they both sold within 2 days. They were both Storm bowling jerseys. One sold for $29, and then this one just sold for $30. So I don't sell too many coffee cups, but for some reason this one caught my eye at Goodwill. It's Penelope's Apothecary Sweets, and apparently it's like a chocolate shop at Universal. I noticed that when I flipped it over. It was from Universal Orlando, so I decided to look it up. There was only one listed and one had sold, but it sold for $35, so I thought this was worth the 99 cents they were asking for it. Sure enough, I brought it home, listed it, and it sold in a couple of weeks for $35. So I'm not going to lie, I had no idea what this was when I saw it at a church sale. It's a head demagnetizer, but I noticed the brand Teak, and they actually sell pretty high-end audio products. It's the Teak E1 head demagnetizer, and apparently you use this on a reel-to-reel machine to demagnetize the heads. If you don't, it'll actually start erasing the tapes. Not real sure, but that's what I found out after a quick Google search. Saw this at the church sale for $1. Knew Teak was a good name, decided to look it up, and it was actually selling in the $30 range. Brought mine home, listed it for $32.50, and it sold in a couple of days. Couple of hats going out. This is a Chicago Bulls New Era 950 hat. It's actually new with tags, but it's pretty dirty. I've had it a while, so it took an offer of $16. Got $1 into it. Also sold this Boeing hat. It's also new with tags. It's in good condition. Paid $1 for it from Goodwill, and it sold for $24.95. I've actually always done really well with Boeing hats. Every time I find one, it sells pretty quick. So here's a bad buy. This is a Project MC Squared scrolling purse. It's like a digital purse where you can put messages on it and the letters scroll by. Not real sure, but bought it from a store called Dream Deals. It's one of those Amazon return stores where everything's $6. Bought like 5 of these. So I paid $30 for 5 of them, and this has been over a year. The comps on them looked really good when I bought them, but unfortunately I sold one immediately and the rest have just been sitting here. And this one finally sold for $22. I think I've got 2 left, so not a good purchase. This is actually a clock radio made by Symfonet Longines, not real sure, but it's a Slumbermatic 10 transistor AM/FM miniature clock radio. It's from the 50s or 60s, and I opened it up when I was at a church sale, and it's actually brand new in the box. It does have some corrosion on the plug, which kind of scared me, but I figured somebody would want it. So I kind of paid up for it, paid $10 for it, but how often do you find a clock radio from the 50s or 60s brand new in the box? Sure enough, I listed it, and there were not really many comps at all. Listed it for $60, got an offer for $50, decided to take it to move some inventory. So this is a brand of bat that I'd never heard of. It's Anderson. And this is a Rocketech FP fast pitch softball bat. Paid $5 for it at a garage sale. I actually picked up 2 Anderson bats at a garage sale. One sold for over $100 already, and this one just sold for $40. So not all Andersons are worth a big amount of money, but you should definitely look them up. So I typically wouldn't pick up a single 4-iron, but actually grabbed a bunch of clubs from a guy at a garage sale. Paid $20 for I think 6 or 7 of them, and this one sold for $45. It's a Cleveland CG16 4-iron. It's the Black Pearl edition. You can see it's got a black coating on it. Like I said, paid about $3 or $4, and it sold for $45 in about a week. Sold another camera lens. This is a Canon compact zoom lens, and I really don't know what any of these numbers mean down here, but you can put these into eBay. It'll show comps pretty easily, and obviously I can't test it, but it's in really good condition. Still got the original box, so I feel like they took good care of it. Paid $5 for it from a Goodwill, and it sold for $49.50 in a couple of days. Well, somebody got the shaft, at least golf shafts. These are just shafts, no club heads here, and they're demo shafts. They're made with a special tip so that you can screw them in and out of different heads so that you can try them out before you buy them. Paid $30 for a bundle of them at a garage sale, and these are Tour 80 40s. Tour 80 stuff can go for some crazy money, but these aren't that valuable. Sold one for $40 and one for $49. So be on the lookout for Tour 80 stuff. I kind of took a chance on these. I've never sold demo shafts before, but these two sold pretty quick and I'm in the profit. People love these old digital cameras. If it's like 10 or 12 megapixels and up at a thrift store or garage sale and it's cheap enough, I'll go ahead and pick it up. This one was actually almost new. I'm pretty sure they used it once and put it back in the box. It's a Sony CyberShot DSC W310. It's 12.1 megapixels. Paid up a little bit, paid $7.50 for it from a thrift store, but sell-through rate was really good, so I knew it would sell quick, and sure enough, it sold within a week for $38. I love finding vintage G.I. Joe stuff because it always sells. This is a G.I. Joe Bug vehicle, B-U-G-G, from 1988. Picked it up at a thrift store for $2. It's not in good condition. It's dirty, it's missing a bunch of pieces, and it still sold for $36. So typically when I find no bulls, they actually sell really quick and for some good money. But I've actually had these for a couple of months. I think I priced them too high. I picked them up from a garage sale. They're a special edition, like CrossFit Games 2021 pair, and I couldn't find really any comps. I had to use Terapeak. I think I found 4 there, and like 3 of them were new, so I didn't really know how to price them. Priced them at like $70 something. I've had them for a couple of months. Finally got an offer of $55. Decided to take them. Like I said, I've only got $5 into it.